experience is the experiment.
Today's guest is an artist and instrumentalist who hails from rural Illinois. I did not say that right, but has since made his way to Los Angeles, California. He draws inspiration from a mixture of post-punk and garage rock. Please welcome today's guest, the undisputed Mr. Sugarbit.
Yes, thank you for
How
having
are
me,
you,
my
brother?
friend. I'm great, man. How are you feeling?
I'm great. And as of the moment we are recording this, you had a song come out, what, yesterday?
I had a song come out on.
Is that
It was
2
in
days ago?
November. In November.
That was
I
in November?
I just started re-promoting it. Yeah,
Oh, well, fuck yeah.
yeah, man. I had a.
It was a first for me, that one.
Yeah, cool. Right on. Well, I'm glad the extra promotion paid off.
Dude, it absolutely worked. It's so good.
Cool, man. I'm glad you dig it. Yeah,
How are you?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling real good. My
Hell
life
yeah.
is good right now.
I love that.
I just started seeing this girl.
And?
Whew, she's cool, man.
I love it.
Real cool girl.
Where'd you meet her?
I met her at this party. I went to a New Year's Eve party at
Fuck
this mansion that I did not belong in. My friend Stone invited me. Stone invited
The
me,
one
and
and
we went
only.
with Noah. Yeah, and
Oh, Noah went too?
yeah,
Noah Dunn or Noah Weil?
done.
Love it. I love
Yes.
all them. I love all the Noahs that we know.
Yes, the king drummer of LA.
Dude, he's so good.
He's incredible.
Unbelievable. And shout out to Stone too. Pretty ridiculous. He's been on. He's about to come on again.
Yes,
And an absolute legend.
incredible artist, incredible guitarist.
He plays with you, right?
Yes, he plays in my band. Him and Noah Dunn both play in my band, and so does Colton Siddell. He's in this band called. They keep changing their name, but I think the last they left it at was Gorilla Chow.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. He's a fucking prodigy. He's he's awesome. He's awesome.
There's something so hypnotizing about watching somebody that good.
It's all of the players in my band are like way better at instruments than me.
But that means
It's
you're doing
awesome.
it right.
Yeah, no, it does. For
That
sure.
that's if you're finding people that are that good who want to play with you, you're in the right space.
I feel blessed. I feel super lucky to have the band that I do right now. Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. God damn it. Amen.
I'm gonna pull us back just a bit more too.
Yeah, for sure.
I got this thing hot,
Nice.
but that is okay. So tell me a little bit about you. You're from rural Illinois. I can't say that
from the
right.
country. Rural.
Rural Illinois.
I think you're trying to say rural Illinois.
Rural. I'm gonna stick with yours.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm from rural Illinois. I'm from the southern end of the state. And yeah, I'm from this little town called Carbondale. It's like there's a university in the town.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of draws a lot of different people, but all of the area surrounding it is all like farm town, classic rural kind of situation going on. But there's the town Carbondale in the 70s was like a really big kind of like hippie, eco granola hippie deadhead.
Maybe that's
zone.
how I know it.
It might be, but there's a lot of residual leftover. There's like this culture in Southern Illinois of like, there's this crossover between like redneck farmers and hippies, and they coalesce into this like I don't know how to describe it, like eco hippie farmers market, make your own soap, grow your own vegetables.
Fuck yeah.
CSA farm share kind of like
Like a communal without the commune. Commune.
yeah
Is it-
it's kind of got that vibe.
That's a good place to be.
It's cool, man. It's cool. I
So-
like my hometown.
So is that where your family's from originally?
Yes. Both my parents are from Illinois, and that's how it went down, man. Yeah, I
And
haven't been back there in forever, though, to be honest with you.
but you were just in New Mexico visiting the grandparents.
Yes. Yeah, my grandparents retired out in New Mexico, and they're role playing as ranch hands in New Mexico right now. So I go out. My grandpa will need help, like I don't know, like building a fence or something.
Yeah.
And so I'll go help him build a barbed wire fence or whatever. It's
That's
fun.
so sick.
It's fun. It's cool. Hard ass work.
Hard work in a different pace than this, which is
Yes.
gotta feel so good to have.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's nice to be out in nature the whole time,
Mhm.
and it's interesting to be around my grandfather as well. He's like this very classic Chicago hard ass. Like he's a Vietnam vet, and like
Just a tough motherfucker.
he's like a man's man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I don't know. That's so not me. And so it's I don't know. It's interesting to be around that kind of energy. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Speaking of man's man, I'm gonna go grab the torch so we can smoke some cigars.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Pause. And we're back.
And we're back. What's up?
So the family is from Illinois, and would you say that any of your like inspiration comes from where you grew up?
For sure. I feel like a big element of my music is kind of built off of bluesy, folksy kind of stuff.
Sick.
Like the kind of music in Southern Illinois that is really popular is bluegrass. People fucking they lose their mind for bluegrass. Like, and there's also kind of this intersection of like kind of like grimy folk music. There's this band called the Woodbox Gang that were from my hometown.
What
You
kind of
definitely
music?
have not heard of them. I promise you that.
I like the name though.
They're fucking cool. He was like the Kurt Cobain of Carbondale. He's like a folksy, earthy Kurt Cobain kind of guy.
Sounds like a good dude.
Yeah, it's cool. Hugh Daniil. He's like my hero.
Which one you want?
What do we got?
They're I don't know.
This one.
Wunderbar. All right, I can cut you up too if you need. Might smoke a smaller one. I like these. Do you smoke cigars often?
No, this is probably the second cigar I've had in my life.
Oh, I love it. Well, let's do it.
Just show me what's up, man.
I got you.
Clip me up.
Here, I'll get you nice and clipped. So how long have you been? Was guitar your original instrument?
I started on drums. I was like 10. I was like 10 when I learned drums. I was in this classic rock cover band called the Banana Heads.
Fuck yeah.
We played Eye of the Tiger and Pat Benatar's Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
Fuck yeah.
And I was a star, and I can't put it any other way.
And were you starting on drums out of most of your friends were playing other instruments, or was it kind of what you gravitated towards?
I always thought it was fucking cool. My mom was dating a guy who ran a recording studio. So I got to like fuck around in his recording studio all the time. Shout out to Mike Lascelius, if you're out there, man.
Man, what a good introduction to that world, to be able to just go fuck around and turn knobs and
It was awesome.
learn by hand.
It was awesome. I fell in love with the environment, and he was also coincidentally was the guy who recorded the Woodbox Gang,
No way.
the legendary Carbondale folk punk outfit. So I just wanted to do something. I thought drums were cool. They seemed easy. It was physical, which is why a lot of young boys gravitate towards the drums for that reason,
That
and
was
I was
me.
not an exception.
My-
You too?
I've been drumming. I should be a lot better for how long I've been drumming.
I feel the same way.
But I've been drumming since I was 3. Like I had a legit drum set. My uncle was a drummer and built me and my cousin these custom small kits when we were younger because he didn't want us playing on any bullshit.
Oh, nice.
So I was super spoiled from a young age, and therefore I have no excuse to ever be as bad as I am.
That's cool that he hooked you up with the custom kit, though.
Yeah, he really spoiled me. He big time.
That's killer.
I probably couldn't afford that kit now, but
Do you still have it?
I have pieces. So I think somewhere over there I have the snare, which is this small, like, I don't even know what it was. It was probably like a 10 or 11 inch snare,
Nice.
like small, but perfect for a kid.
But that sounds cool. Kid drums can sound really cool sometimes.
Man, I'm a big proponent of smashing your shit up in the box anyways after. So
For sure.
as long as you like the sound coming in, I don't care if it's played on a 1960s Ludwig or a fucking 2009 PDP.
Totally.
I really is a great sound's a great sound.
Yeah. All that shit. And it doesn't have to be, like the snare drum for the kid snare doesn't have to be the snare drum. Like I turned my old kid snare into like a timbali kind of, I tuned it up like way high and now it's a timbali and it sounds, you wouldn't be able to fucking tell the difference.
And people, there's still going to be
unless you
somebody
really knew what a timbali sounds
there's
like. in which-
but there's still going to be somebody
totally
who goes, "Yo, how'd you get your sound?"
yeah, for sure.
Who is the same person that'll also talk shit on using specific gear.
Facts.
And it's just,
There's nobody that I hate more than like really, I mean, gear is important and it totally matters, but people who people who are really into it drive me fucking crazy, bro. I can't stand it.
I love gear. I don't have anything crazy.
Well,
but
I guess to be more specific, like I like gear too, but I think it's the people with the attitude of like you have to have this
Yeah,
gear or
that's what
else it
makes
doesn't
the
work.
music.
Yeah,
Well, everybody has that band that they fell in love with, and they're going to listen to that record forever. Yet they were using some shitty ass fucking 57 on every piece of gear.
totally.
Now they can afford 20 U47s and whatever they want, but you might not love their music anymore. Like it's so.
Totally.
Don't get me wrong. A studio full of gear, I would have a blast, but that only comes out of the fact that I didn't have that for so long. And,
Absolutely.
And I don't know, if you learn with a small amount, it's a lot easier to appreciate when you have more.
And you're so much more knowledgeable on like the capabilities of what everything else can do.
Absolutely.
I'm still rocking with the 2i2. I'm still rocking with the Scarlett 2i2. I recorded every single piece of music I've ever put out has been recorded on the same Scarlett 2i2.
And at that point, it's like, why fix what's not broken?
Yeah, that's what I do. That's how it works for me.
Billie Eilish and Phineas were on this podcast, the Pensado's Place,
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
And he was saying, Phineas was like, yeah, I think we're going to get a new mic for Billy. And he's like, you guys are the hottest selling people in the world. Why do you need a new mic?
Totally.
They were using like a Neumann TLM 102 or something, or 104, 103, whatever. And it's just like, I don't know, if you're making incredible music, focus on new artwork. Focus on traveling the world to get new experiences to write about. If you can afford both, like I'm sure for them it wasn't a big deal. But like, I don't know, I just feel like there's so many ways you can go about this to keep the sustainability aspect up. And that doesn't have to do with just what gear you have.
For sure.
Here's this for you.
Thank you.
Do you want me to, do you know how to light it?
I watched you do it. I just go like this.
Torch the tip for a second. That thing is not the strongest, but it does the trick. But at the end of the day, I don't really know why. You don't like the smell, Luna?
This feels luxurious. I think I made it, man.
You did make it. I think I made it by sitting here with you.
For sure.
Oh, that's
For
so
sure.
funny. Look at her leg. Just not even in her shirt. So how long have you been in Los Angeles?
Dude, about 5 months. That's it.
No way.
5 months.
Oh, you're new.
Oh, I'm new. I moved here in June.
That's unreal. What do you think so far?
I love it, bro. I love it. Some of the people definitely kind of drive me crazy, but
My way of thinking about LA is there's more of everything here.
yeah,
There's more shitheads. There's more fucking beautiful people that you want to be standing at your wedding. There's
Totally.
more cocky assholes who didn't have the right upbringing. And then there's so many people that are going to call you and make sure you're okay as much as you need. Like there really is just a lot of everything.
but yeah, man, I like LA. I like LA a lot. I was in San Francisco before this. I moved like on a whim. I went to college out in Philly, and then I just got so sick of Philly. God bless Philly. That was an awesome city. I don't know if you've ever been.
I haven't been, but I've heard a lot about it, and I know of a lot of people who come from there, and now it seems like an amazing place.
It's got a very cool DIY vibe to it. It's
I'd
like
like-
extremely DIY.
I'd like to go one day. Just I'd like to check out all these places in the U.S. that have been so close yet so far for so long.
It was a good place. It was a good place to live.
And
But there's not a lot of shit going on there. I didn't feel like, for some people they make it work, but I just felt like I was like,
yeah,
I gotta get out of here, like kind of shit.
but that's why LA is so good for some people and so shitty for others, because you need this attitude of like, let's fucking go. Let's
Yes, that's what I
surround
love about
ourselves
it.
with people that want to work as hard as we do.
Totally.
Let's learn. Let's fail. Let's succeed. Let's do all these things that are spontaneous and nuts and take a type of person
Totally.
to really want. And I feel like I've only met you a few times, and luckily the first time in person was with a bunch of musicians jamming, which is my favorite way to meet somebody.
It's the best.
But this seems like somewhere that you could really thrive,
Totally.
and a place that is full of people that would really, really not just enjoy, but gain from your presence.
Yeah, I really like that everyone out here, like every single fucking person, is like scheming on something. Like
Yeah.
everybody has got something that they're hyped, that they're trying to tell you about, that they're trying to plug, that they're busy working on, that they're getting famous off of. That it's like, and there's so much competition,
Mhm.
and everybody is so competitive, and it makes me want to be like
Yeah.
whip into gear. Like I like that feeling of being like, all right, so what do you got? Like
Yeah,
kind of thing. You know what I mean?
absolutely. It's there's this pathway, this internal pathway of LA, which is a mixture of let's fucking do this, but also are you a threat?
Totally.
But in such a it's not that the other person's a threat. It's, am I doing it? I'm seeing what a lot is, and now am I doing enough to surpass that? It's like you get to see what hard work really looks like.
Totally.
You get to see what grinding and suffering to get to where you want to go really fucking looks like.
Totally. Everybody's on the top of their game.
Absolutely.
Everybody's on the top of their game, and it makes me want to be on the fucking top of my game.
Everybody was the best from where they came from, or a version of that.
This is like the All-Stars. It's like the All-Stars.
It also, this place will spit you out or chew you up and spit you out if you're not willing to put in what it takes.
Totally.
And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. In the same way that I think, like, I just had a conversation. I've been harping on this a lot, and I'm sorry if you've watched other episodes and you've heard this a million times from my mouth, but I think people need to allow other people to have their first job, no matter what it was. If this is your first job and LA teaches you that this is not what you want to do, let people go live their life. And this is allowed to be a great way to start. And that doesn't have to be the end goal. Just in the same way that some kid who blows up on TikTok does the trending shit. Trust me, I live for the experiment. But there is one place in my life that I don't want to be an experiment. And that's when trimming my balls. Luckily, the Performance 4.0 package is here. Inside this package, you will find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, the Performance boxer briefs, and a new travel bag to hold all of your new favorite things. I needed the Lawnmower 4.0 so much more than I ever realized. This thing has a ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents, all thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, a flashlight so I can actually see where I'm trimming. And not only that, but this thing's waterproof, so I can trim just about anywhere. I love this thing, and I love the whole 4.0 package, from the Lawnmower, the Weed Whacker, the Crop Preserver, the Crop Reviver, and all the free gifts they threw in. Trust me, fellas, your balls will thank you. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code EXPERIMENT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code EXPERIMENT at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. And then goes and becomes an artist. Everybody harps on them and tells them to fuck off right away, when what if that was just their first job and they just happen to be good at it?
Yeah.
And I think LA is a good place to figure out if this is your first job or if this is your only job, or your last job, I should say. I think most of us are
Haunting
working.
words.
I guess that's true. Damn, my next album, my last job. But that's the goal. That's what I think a lot of us want, is to one day know that we can wake up and all we got to do is continue making music.
Totally. And I feel like the energy amongst a lot of people is it's this or nothing. It's all
Absolutely.
or nothing.
Yeah.
All in. Everybody's all in.
Which is a necessity if you want to create a place that is a spot of growth for this many
It's
artistic
inspiring.
people.
I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of my life, I've been kind of caught in, along with every other fucking artist who doesn't blow up right away, caught in this crossroads of what am I doing here? Should I, what the fuck am I doing here?
Absolutely.
I'm smart. I could go get a job and make money like a regular sane person.
Yeah.
But it's frightening to be you know what, to make that call and be nope, I'm going for it. I'm all in. I'm totally going for it. And I don't think I would have been able to get to that place unless I see everyone else around me having that same attitude.
You know, sometimes when shit feels not even just too easy, because nothing's easy. I don't care what you do. Even becoming whatever job takes effort in life. But when you're in something that is not just hard, but it's debilitating at times, and it's mentally frustrating, physically frustrating, emotionally frustrating, spiritually frustrating,
For sure.
whatever type of fucking belief system you're in, it's frustrating. And these little wins feel so magnificent, yet so depleting. And it's just this weird dichotomy that this industry brings of like, these are all people who are living up promises that they told their 7-year-old self
Totally.
or their 15-year-old self, which is the hardest person to fucking convince because you might not love it anymore.
Totally.
Or you want to do something that connects this to your new passion, but you're still fighting this old struggle. And people here need to get need to learn that you're allowed to sway, you're allowed to ebb and flow. In fact, that's the only way you're going to get to where you want to go. And this place will teach you it real fucking fast.
Yeah. Do you feel like you ebb and flow a lot?
Oh, I have such, I mean, massively. I came out here to be a producer, a DJ. Started singing a little bit, an excuse for it. And started my artist project. I had one before as well, a band with my girlfriend, which was phenomenal.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was my first taste at not success, but success. You know, like we started to have fans and we started to play shows and all of this was reliving this promise to myself when I was from being a kid. I was the person who never had anything else in my life that I was going to do but be a goddamn rock star.
Totally.
And now I'm realizing that life gave me this fucking diehard energy so I could learn enough about this industry that I could sit down here with people that inspire me and that I think can get some kid off his ass who thinks that they're not good enough to do this and show them that nobody's good enough until they are. And just because somebody's talented doesn't mean they're going to win. The person who works the hardest is going to win. That could be the talented person or not.
Definitely.
And you have to love it and you have to sacrifice. And I mean, I wanted to be a rock star. And now I'm sitting here doing podcasts with rock stars. And it's just such a weird thing to look back on and realize how necessary this whole path has been. And since I started doing this, I started making music again. And it feels real this time. And it feels honest and authentic. And I think if you're putting too much force on a belief that you had previously, you're going to miss a lot of life's opportunities that are really there for you.
For sure.
That are built for you.
For sure.
How about yourself?
I try and not be, I don't know. I'm so stubborn. I'm so stubborn and I'm so hard-headed. That's a quote from my mother.
And
awesome. It's a weakness sometimes. I do feel like, but yeah, I've heard a lot of stories like that of people being like, yeah, you know, I didn't really think it was going to go this way, but now that I'm a little bit removed, I see the full picture and I'm happy with where I'm at right now. So
I don't think you need to be happy with where you're at. I think you need to be happy understanding that you're still in motion, you know, that
for sure. Rolling with the punches.
Yeah. And also the same way you got to ebb and flow if you're not in the right space. And I only believe I don't think you should ever stop if this is what you still want to be doing the same way you wanted to from day one. I think if anything, that teaches you to go harder and to be more stubborn and hard-headed when it comes to this shit. I think for me, I just realized what made me the happiest was no longer producing just to produce. There was a time when I didn't care what track I was working on for who it was. As long as I was getting paid to make music, I was happy. And then I started to realize that's not the case anymore. I get the high of all highs when I create my song that I love or with a friend because that's what we're doing. But I was over making music just for the cash. And now because I ebbed and flowed, I now get to make music nonstop for me and find something else that gives me that same high and pays.
Totally.
Where I don't ever feel like I'm giving something up for it. Like a shitty conversation on this podcast is still the highlight of my day.
For sure.
And vice versa, I look at somebody like you who is stubborn with this stuff, and all I see there is the opportunity to succeed in what you've wanted to do this whole time. And
Totally.
to me, that's just as inspiring.
I feel like there's definitely, I go back and forth a lot. Like there's a lot of days where I'm like, no one can do this shit as good as me. I'm so good at it. Like, you can't touch me. You can't. And then there's a lot of days where I'm like, I need to just go get a fucking job. This is ridiculous. Like, there's so many other people trying to do the same thing. And it is such, I mean, it's just crazy. It's just a crazy thing.
I don't believe that about you. I don't believe that there is a lot of people doing what you do.
I hope so.
I think
That's what I tell myself like half of the time.
because Noah, the reason I found out about you originally is Noah came, it might be out here. I have another lighter too. We'll just go
I
lighter.
got one too.
Oh, perfect. Noah showed me your music. I think we were like passing music around, and I think he was starting to understand my obsession. Because I'm not genre obsessed. I'm person obsessed. That's why I do a podcast.
Totally.
And he goes, "Yo, can I just play my roommate real fast?" And
Noah's the best for doing that also.
He's-
Shout out to Noah.
He's a special fucking human.
He's awesome.
And huge shout out to Stone again for introducing me to all of you guys. 'Cause
Yes.
I'm very grateful for that. And he goes, "Can I just play my roommate?" And he put you on. And normally, like, I hear a lot of fucking music. I'm not the all being ear or whatever the fuck it is.
In a way, you are probably.
I just listen to a lot of music and I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed. When I'm not with people, I'm doing the same thing. And I'm trying to find people who have 1,000 plays who I think should have 100 million. And he played it and I just stopped for a second. I was like, who the fuck is this?
That's awesome.
And it gave me this high that I hadn't felt in a while. It was like being an addict and getting a hit after years. It was just this, I don't know. I felt inspired. I felt excited. I felt surprised. I felt like there was somebody who I could feel how badly they wanted it and how connected with it they were. It was really, really inspiring. It's changed the way that I've started making music since.
That's sick to hear, man. That's very flattering.
So I don't think there's a lot of people doing what you do. I think there's a lot of people who are doing different things. There's always going to be, hopefully.
For sure.
It's a great thing to have in the world. But I don't think there's a lot of use. I think what you do is different.
I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. I think there's also like, I mean, I think there's a lot of work that I need to do just in myself, like in my personal life. Like, I think there's a part of me that is so confident and so unrelentlessly like cocky. And I think, but deeper down, I think there is also a part of me that doesn't believe in myself or maybe even doesn't love myself.
But do you think that is part of the impetus for your music? Do you think that the reason you're able to do something that is so outside the box, so startlingly different, yet so weirdly comfortable at the same time is because you have this yin yang in your own self where the cocky, I don't even know if you can, I don't see you as a cocky person whatsoever. I see you as a person who's confident in the fact that they're doing what they love. Do you think that contrast between cocky and self-deprecation kind of forms, a space that allows you to be fully open?
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, I do feel like I let a lot of my cockiness that I can't express in normal social situations. I let a lot of that out in my music, and I let my music give me a space to be my own king, bro. It's my kingdom, you know what I mean?
And I can feel that though.
And it's also, I feel like it's also a place to let this like freak demon, like goblin, trash goblin out and like it gives the really like the ugly parts inside of me that are slimy and grimy. And I animate them, and I'm able to give the freaky ghouls a voice.
And I feel like the way you oh wow, that's a big shot, poeticize that is fully summed up in your music. And do you know who Hobo Johnson is?
Yeah, for sure.
So I was and am the biggest fan. When I first heard,
You must catch a lot of flack for that.
To be honest, I don't talk about it a lot. I'm such a big fan of so many people and so many different styles that I kind of, if it comes up in conversation, great. But like, I don't know a lot about him.
I never understood why he got so much hate.
I didn't even know he did, to be honest.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I've heard a lot of people be like, "Oh, fucking Hobo Johnson."
People don't like people that are willing to do something that has not been done in a crazy way. And like, he combined slam poetry with music, but at the end of the day, art is art. And when I heard Scones or whatever it's called, Peach Scones, I don't remember what it's called. Whatever, his song that he originally signed up for Tiny Desk with years ago, I had that same feeling. It was like, I don't know what I'm listening to. I don't know if I like it because this is my head's going to this new place that I've never been. But I know for a fact that I want to hear it again, and I want to hear it again, and I want to hear it again. And it was the same thing with your music, where I was like, I was almost not in a headspace to think on my own. Like, the song was bringing me into it, and I was being sucked in, and I was just like, take me. Like, I was fine with it. I wanted to be. And that's the kind of shit I want to hear. If I want to hear the Beatles, I'll go listen to the fucking Beatles. If I want to hear Hobo Johnson, I'll go listen to Hobo Johnson.
Dude, that being said, there is so much shitty music in LA. though. There's so much stock. Like I feel like maybe like 25% of the music that I hear is like, AI is going to be making your music in a year and a half.
I agree. And I think there is a lot of trash music, but I think, and this is something that I'm really trying to bring into my regular mindset, is that I don't need to like it all. And it's not for me. It's not all for me. There is a 14-year-old kid who lives a life where your music or my music doesn't download yet. They don't even have the ability to put the disc in to download it. That
Totally.
just dated myself. And I think that's okay. I think in the same way that there's a lot of art pieces at the Getty Center that I look at it and I go, I could have fucking done that. But yet I'm not in the Getty Center. And it's just, again, I can't understand all music, but I do understand that somebody did put in the work and put in emotions, whether I feel like they were conveyed like as beautiful art or as some mundane piece of copy and paste. That's okay. I'm not competing with them. That's not for me. Your music's for me. Fucking Led Zeppelin's for me. Janis Joplin's for me. Pretty Ridiculous is for me. I have so much that fulfills me. I don't need to focus on that. And I feel like, again, with the first job thing, hopefully those people, if they are making something that doesn't give them the same feeling that your music does for you, I hope to God it's just their first job. And their next job is going to be a piece of art that they fucking love, whether it's music or not.
I get, in a strange way, I get a lot of energy and a lot of like life force from hating things.
It's thought provoking.
I love it. I love listening. My favorite music to listen to is like really horrible amateur music from people. What am I trying to say? Like, I love listening to shit that is like really bland and like really poorly done, that I'm like, especially if it's really popular, like especially if something is really mundane, really poorly done, and it's really popular. I love digging into that kind of thing because it drives me crazy. Like, it drives me crazy, and I'm like, I could do so much better. Like let me at it. Like,
I feel like, though, the best part about some of that stuff is when you can start looking at the whole entire concept as art versus just the product that you're listening to. Like, if a song's that shitty and you're that positive it's shitty, somebody had to put a lot of thought into how to market that and how to make the world all hear it. If the world is fucking putting a piece of shit to their ears over and over, somebody did something incredible to make that happen.
yeah, I mean, maybe. Or maybe they're just connected. And
Yeah,
they
that's
got
true.
lucky.
That's true. I guess you never know, and there's always going to be people who have the ability to just fucking do whatever they want.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's always going to be those people, but all those people will always give give us fire under our ass to continue.
For sure. You're supposed to inhale these, right? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel great.
that's fucking awesome. Inhale this instead. Oh my God.
All right.
I'm clipping that. That's going to be fucking dead center on my Instagram. That's fantastic. So what else are you working on? What can we expect? What's happening?
Well, if you're really curious,
Well,
I'll
I'm
tell you
curious.
what's about to come.
Please.
I haven't announced it yet, but
So
this
this-
episode will come out in
Whenever
I don't
you
know.
want. We'll make it happen.
Okay. Yeah. I got a new single called Why I Come Back Home, coming out January 26th.
Hell fucking yeah. And tell us about
26th.
it.
So it's kind of got a Weezer vibe a little bit. It's kind of got like a grimier, more Demon Time Weezer vibe. And yeah, man, I don't know, it fucking rocks. It's got a great hook.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's got a great hook, and damn it, I want it on some playlists.
Well, hopefully once we turn these cameras off, I can get a sneak peek.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Noah might have shown it to you.
Is one of those. If I heard it, I want to
We'll
hear
play
it
it for you.
again. If
Yeah,
I
I
didn't, I want to hear it for the first time.
So yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for that to come out. I think it's going to be incredible. I think it's going to turn me into a star. I think it's going to skyrocket my career.
Keep going.
I think,
I'm here for it.
man. Yeah, it's an old song. It's a really old song. I've got a million songs that I've written over the past 2 years. That last release that I put out, Sneaky Hands, was my first release in maybe over 2 years.
Wow. That's where I am right now.
Yeah. So I just have a ton of backed up stuff that I'm just now in a position to like give it the attention that it needs for promotion. And now I've got a sick ass live band that I can play everything with. And
Man, I'm excited to come. I've been busy or had like an event that I already responded to for your past two, and I'm so bummed because I want to see that.
you'll make it out. You'll
I'll
make
be
it
out to many.
I feel so blessed for my live band right now. They're so good.
It's
so
ridiculous.
good.
It's
They're
so
so good.
ridiculous. I know them all separately from your music, and they're all like the kind of people you walk in and you stop.
Yeah,
Like-
they're so awesome.
It's ridiculous.
My bass player has perfect pitch, Colton. Shout out to Colton.
Shout out to Colton.
Yeah, Stone and Noah both went to Berkeley. They're insane.
Stone
rippers.
is the stupidest guitar player. Stupid as in
Yeah,
fucking mind
he's
blowing.
stupid. He's stupid, man.
Like possibly one of the best, if not the best, guitar player I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
And Noah on the drums is like
He's a force.
he can't fuck up.
Yeah, no.
That dude could try hard to fuck up and not fuck up.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
He's fantastic.
Him and Curtis Kelly are my two favorite drummers.
He's awesome. He's my favorite drummer.
He's incredible, and
Yeah.
it's well deserved. So you got that coming out at the end of this month.
So yeah, man. That's coming out on January 26th, and then I've got a million other songs that are about to come out in short succession.
God, I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
And what about live shows? Anything else coming up?
I got nothing booked yet, but I'm sure something will rear its head.
Remind me after. I got a buddy I want to connect you with who
Yeah.
can make that happen.
I'm trying to play at Make Out Music.
Make Out Music.
Do you know those guys?
I don't, but if you're watching this, Make Out Music.
Yeah, Jeff, have me on, man.
Make out with this guy and
The
his
guy
band.
keeps playing hard to get with me. He's got a lot of people he's dealing with.
Making out with a lot of people.
I'm saying, man. But they just got a new venue, and so I don't know. Hopefully, I'll be able to play there soon.
So, last thing that I've been thinking about, style is a very personal thing to me because when I look the way I want to look, I feel very comfortable with myself. I
Yeah.
can fucking conquer the world. Where'd you get your style? Because you got so many different fucking things on that I love.
This is from Home Depot. This is like I think this is for not for wearing.
Now it is.
Now it is. It's fastened with a
I believe.
tied around like key key holder thing.
No
that I
way.
stretched out. So I always have to wear it with like a collar underneath so nobody sees. Or maybe they do. I don't know. I think it's cool.
It's badass. Does it hurt?
Sometimes, yeah. It was like $2 though. It was like maybe even 50 cents. I don't know.
I dig it. I
So-
dig it. And then have you always is this your character that you are as in the band, or is this you?
This is me. This is me. Damn it, this is me. This is me. I don't know. I feel like I always kind of like I feel like growing up I had this weird mental thing. I don't know where it came from or why it is the way that it is, but I think I always kind of resented people who had money to style themselves in a really specific way. I guess probably maybe I was jealous that I didn't have the money to do that. But it made me a lot more want to just like look. I have this very contrarian thing about me. Like if I don't like something, that I really want to do the opposite of it. So I just like looking. I try and look grimy. I try and just work with it. Work with what I have and embrace like looking gross.
But you don't look gross. You look like you. That's the thing. I think we all grow up with this internal dialogue, this input of circumstance that sways our thought towards the opposite of where we are, and the opposite contrast. And like I wouldn't consider what you're wearing grimy at all. I would consider it I don't know, you. It doesn't feel like. There's some people who look like they don't give a shit. And then there's people who look like they're happy with what they have on. Like they're not. There's people who don't feel confident in their clothes, and that's not by what they can afford. That's by what they chose to put on. And obviously that's not everybody's situation, but I feel like what you wear is similar to your music. It's like the self-expression, but there's nothing gross about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I definitely don't spend like everything I'm wearing. Like I've had these jeans since I was like 14. I stole this from my roommate. I got this from Home Depot. Like I don't know. It's just like I definitely. I make an effort to not go. What am I trying to say? Like out of my way.
Yeah.
To like look a certain way.
But I dig that. And the reason I bring this up is I bet you there's some kids out there who feel similar to you did as a kid. Like the way I grew up, I was very, very, very fortunate. My parents did well. I wasn't wearing nice clothes. Like I was dressing at Target and
For sure.
wherever, or if my parents were buying it, and then we had the nicer things kind of sprinkled in there. But like for me, I got this at Goodwill when I was 12 years old for 50 cents, and I've worn it to every show I've ever played pretty much.
Totally.
And like my whole life, this is a huge part of it. And these pants, $4. Like
Nice.
That's the hat, $3.
Totally.
And I feel like there's so many kids out there who have this perspective similar to you did, where if you can't have what they have, you're missing out on the opportunity to self-express. And I feel like it's almost the opposite. When you have these limitations, you're forced to be fully self-expressive. You're forced to kind of pave your own path. And I feel like that's true self-expression. Being able to afford what everybody else has is following the line. It's just getting in the train and following who's ever in front of you.
Yeah, I feel like moving to LA definitely kind of made me think about how I'm presenting myself in a different way too, for sure. Like that's definitely more of a thing here than other cities, you know what I mean? Like people, like that's like kind of like your like visual resume, like when you meet someone, like what kind of person is this? And everyone is very cognizant of that and dress in a very particular way to present themselves a very particular way. And I think I think that's part of also what I've resented for years of people who are really stylized is like a part of me thinks like who are you actually, and why are you trying so hard to present yourself as this person to me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think a part of that kind of always rubbed me wrong. But I think moving to LA and seeing the different ways that people use fashion to present themselves and to give off a certain vibe to people, I started to think of it as like more of a strategic thing than just like, I started to think of it more as strategy and less as vanity. Yeah.
I don't think you can really fight that. I think that makes complete sense. And I feel like really my point with any of that was just that like there's so many people out there who look up to somebody. Everybody looks up to somebody. Everybody has an idol. I shouldn't say everybody. I don't know everybody, but I do. I have my idols. And growing up, the people that I was obsessed with felt like the most important because they made it there. But at the end of the day, when you look at their story, they didn't follow a trend. They made the trend. They were the path. They were the first person going through the bushes. And I feel like that's kind of where I was going with it. It was like you're doing that. The way you go about all this, the way you go about the way you dress, or the way that you don't care about it, and the way that you go about your music in this like ridiculously organic, natural sense that just fucking spews out of it. It's just, that's what I think more people should be looking up to, or have the opportunity that they don't realize is like, there's so many amazing pop stars who are great inspirations to somebody, but not for everybody. Everybody needs the right person. And I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. I'm high as shit.
Who do you think is the worst pop star?
The worst pop star? I don't know. Pop star wise. Kanye West. Fuck you. Yeah, that piece of shit.
It's a rough one, man.
I'm mad at him.
Did you watch the full interview that he had with Alex Jones?
No, I watched clips and I was like, that's two shitheads in a fucking bucket. If Alex Jones is your source of sanity and the person that's going to be still calling you out, you're in shit.
It was madness.
On that, fuck you, Kanye West. You should be more like him.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing this, man. This is a fun podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, bro.
Let's do many, many more of these. You have an open invite.
Oh, and I shall take you up.
And next time I'm going to get a little less high, drunk, and I'm going to stop inhaling so many cigars.
That's a great idea.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming on here. He's got music coming out.
Why I Come Back Home, January 26th for you.
Baby. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time. And to everybody watching,
I'm Sugar Pit, and this is an experiment.
Fuck yeah. Bye, everybody.
The experience is the experiment.